You're watching Gold Coast Review, and I'm John Jones. If you've been enjoying the Tropicarnival celebrations this week, you may have been lucky enough to have caught up with a very talented family of young dancers, the Guerins. The 7 youngsters, ranging in age from 9 to 19, specialise in ballroom dancing and cabaret, and are really starting to make their mark in the Gold Coast entertainment scene. They're also made a big impression as enterprising youngsters in the door-to-door sweets business. Tonight, Tony Ragg profiles this versatile family whose dedication and teamwork is something to be admired.
Just one hand.
Meet the Guerins, Mum, Dad and the 7 kids. This fun-loving family from Mermaid Waters has been entertaining Gold Coasters now for more than 7 years, and their performances rarely fail to win a heart. They're a family that really seems to know what being a family is all about and have mastered the art of making people happy.
They started off as clowns. They're still very much like that. In clown costume, entertaining at the retirement villages and church functions and things like that. And then it's just progressed from there to where we still entertain at the retirement villages, although now the act is more into ballroom dancing, and Jeffrey does a few poems and they do the cabaret act, etc. So that's where it's evolved to now.
The idea for the kids to take up ballroom dancing came from parents Peter and Lynn, themselves accomplished dancers with more than 22 years' experience. They saw ballroom dancing as a healthy interest for the children and something which would help teach them the sort of disciplines they would require in later life. While the kids were certainly never forced into taking up dancing, there was occasionally the need for a bit of coaxing, particularly with the older boys.
It took Paul and Anthony a little while, I think, because
Dancing's for sissies.
yeah, you know, and they thought, oh no, that's girls. I don't want to ballroom dance. But now that they're into it, they love it. The first couple of months they wouldn't tell any of their friends, and now they tell everybody.
And why shouldn't they? Both Anthony and Paul have become respected dancers in their own right, and together with the rest of their brothers and sisters, have been consistently rewarded for their efforts. Another 2 Guerin showstoppers are young Donna and Jeff. Donna is just 9 and Jeff 12, yet both have been dancing now for more than 7 years. This particular routine won Donna and Jeff the junior section of the recent Great Grundy's Talent Search competition, and they've been feature artists at this week's Tropicarnival celebrations. Keeping the family's routines fresh is older sister Kathy, who at just 19 is already a dance veteran of some 12 years. As well as choreographing all the family's routines, Kathy also operates her own successful dance studio, rather appropriately called Happy Feet. One of her current projects is sharpening up the tap dancing skills of a group of sprightly Gold Coast grandmothers.
And I took over from my teacher, Mrs. Willerton. She had nearly 10 in the class, and then so I took over from her, and it grew and grew and grew until the beginning of this year, and I needed Mum's help, so she comes along now and helps me with paperwork. So we've probably been going almost a year.
And if entertaining the masses is not enough, the Guerin children have also proved themselves in another area, as young entrepreneurs. The Guerin kids are well known around town as the local lolly merchants, famous for their door-to-door chocolates and sweets.
Initially it was to finance costumes for their little group that they had started, and their grandfather sent up a newspaper clipping suggesting this guy was selling confectionery in Sydney. And so after having a family meeting, which is something we still do often, sit down and talk about things together, they decided that yes, they'd like to try selling sweets. And so Peter took $100, which was a lot of money, and we thought we'd only be doing this for a long time if this doesn't work. And they went out with their baskets, with their little packages of sweets at $2, only $2, and started selling. And it became something that they enjoyed, something that really has, aside from the money they've earned, been a wonderful teaching thing for them in self-confidence, in public relations. They know so many people now on the Gold Coast. It really is exciting.
Sweet Success, as the lolly business is known, has not only taught the kids some invaluable sales skills, but also helped finance a 6-month American holiday for the family, and earned 15-year-old Daniel national recognition last year as Australia's Junior Entrepreneur of the Year.
I've learned a lot of business techniques, and there's the golden rule in selling: the customer is always right, and that's what I've learned. And sometimes you forget that you've just got to keep remembering it, because it's This is the way that you earn your money.
While the sweets business continues to be a source of interest and income for the Guerin children, their real love still lies on the dance floor. It's here that they get the chance to be a little creative, and it's always lots of fun.
If you'd like to see the Guerin family in action, you can catch them live on stage at the Gold Coast Arts Centre tomorrow night from 8.